It's Ray.
Hi, Ray.
How are you?
Yeah, good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I can't see you, Ben. Can you put on your video?
Do I have to?
No, you don't.
Gotta.
You don't have to put on your
Uh,
video. Of course not.
I have to set up my camera. Just hold on.
Oh, that's okay. How are you, Ben?
Yeah. I'm good.
Good. Are you in Taiwan?
Yes, I'm actually figuring out how to use this software, this website, because this is my first time joining this class.
Uh, don't worry. I get confused, and I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
But you speak English very well, Ben. I'm from the United States, but I'm living in the Philippines right now.
Well, I don't know, cause I just got back from United States, cause I went to a business travel like for a month, and I
Oh,
just
where'd you
got back.
stay?
Excuse me?
Where were you?
I was in California, San Jose.
Okay, okay. One day only?
A month.
Oh, 1 month. Okay. I'm from New York. I've been to California, of course, but I'm an East Coast guy.
Oh, so is there a big difference that in the East Coast and West Coast?
Yes, there's a very big difference. California is very laid back. Can you see the screen, Ben?
Yes, I can. I
Okay.
can see your Google Translate screen.
California is very laid back,
Oh,
where New York
well, I guess it depends on the city
very
you stay,
fast.
right?
Well, California's always been very relaxed.
Hmm?
I remember I had a business um, in um, in New York, and I went to California, and I met with a lawyer, and the lawyer came in shorts and flip flops, and I'm in a suit, Ben,
My God.
and I asked him, I said, "How do you come to a meeting in shorts and flip flops?" And he says, "Well, that's the way we do things in California."
Really?
I
But
left.
I
I
spend
left
most of my time in San Jose, and but I think that the people in San Jose are kind of are more like really businessmen. But I guess there's a lot of engineers there, so I don't
oh,
know.
she,
Maybe New York's are is more different. I've never been to New York before, so I don't know.
well, I think California, I guess, has a lot of high tech jobs,
Yeah.
and New
Right.
York is more Wall Street, and I don't know
Financial
what's
stuff.
in New York anymore. New York used to be a breakdown between like 42nd Street and 34th Street on the west side from Broadway down to 12th Avenue was the Garment Center. That's where I worked. I had an office there. And
I have no idea where that was.
have you been to New York?
Never.
Okay,
Actually, this is the very first time. I mean, the past month is the first time I go to United States.
it's a big place, right, Ben?
Yes. Well, we kind of we spend our weekends, the 4 weekends we spend our weekends go on traveling a little bit, and well, it's just very pretty everywhere. It's very new to me.
Did you go to Vegas? Las Vegas?
No, but we go to what's that? Yosemite.
Where?
Yosemite.
Oh, Yosemite Park.
Yes, the
Okay,
national park. Yeah, and
okay.
it's
I bet that was
just
gorgeous.
one
Did you
of the
see the?
best views in the world, right?
Yes, yes. Grand. Did you go? You saw the Grand Canyon, I guess, also, right?
Yeah, I saw there's and the famous half dome.
I don't know what it is. I'm sorry,
There,
but
there's some famous spots, tourist spots.
I drove from New York City with my wife and my son to Las Vegas. I don't gamble, but we had some friends there, and this was in the year 2000. I just bought a Honda Odyssey, a big van, and my son, who's a special needs child, he didn't want to fly, so we drove, and it was beautiful. We went down Route 66, very famous. It took us around 15 days to get there. So, of course, we only drove during the day and we stayed in hotels at night.
Wow, 15 days.
Yeah, 15 days to get there, and about 7 days coming back. We really just took our time. It was a vacation.
Is it common that American travel like that? I mean, driving all the way to somewhere?
Yes,
Oh, I
it's
thought
called, it's called a road trip.
because in Taiwan it's more common that people take trains or yeah, mostly trains.
No, we don't take trains. I mean, we do, but most people drive. You can take a train, but uh, it's fun to drive on trips. You go the back roads, so you can really see America. It's a very
Wow.
beautiful country.
Yeah.
What were you doing in California? You're an engineer,
Yes, I'm an engineer.
a software engineer.
Yes, a software engineer.
I'm older than you, Ben, but I guess that's the correct um, occupation today is engineer.
Excuse me?
I
What's that?
think that's the best jobs today are engineer jobs,
Oh,
software engineers.
I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's kind of cool. I'm not sure if it's the best. Maybe it's one of the best.
I think it's one of the best. I
Yeah.
really believe it.
I can say it's cool. It's really cool.
What do you like about it?
So the best thing is about we can create the things that in our imagination, and maybe we spend some time working on it and it just come true.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and especially the company I'm working at is working on some of the network appliances. So you will know that those big telecom companies are using our appliances. That's the best part. So think about maybe Verizon, maybe AT&T, maybe T-Mobile, or Google, things like that. Companies like that uses our products, and that's pretty cool.
I'm gonna I'm gonna tell you how old I am. I was at the World's Fair in I think 1962 or 1963 in New York. Um, and I remember they were showing microwave ovens. They weren't out in the market yet, but we saw just new things that I never thought would happen. And now today, things change every few months. New telephones, new televisions, new everything. I don't know how you guys keep up with it.
Yeah, that's one of the fun but also difficult part of being an engineer. That no matter what kind of um, engineering fields you're in, you have to learn very fast. That's true.
I've always been in the garment business, so it was easy for me. I understood. I used to have a factory in Manila in the 1990s, so I know how to run a factory. I know how to do logistics, but I could never compete with what I know in today's market uh, because it's such a high tech world right now.
It's just about the industry, right? Because you say it's competing about high tech, but back in the days, I can't compete with you about the factory or logistics stuff, right?
My wife is an architect, and I've been married 37 years. We met in New York. She's from the
Cool.
Philippines, and she used to work for AIG. She was a in management, and she did their in-house architect. She was a project planner, meaning she planned offices all over the world.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't know how to use a computer, Ben.
Still now?
No, if you tell her to copy and paste after she does it, 5 minutes later she'll ask, "How do you copy and paste?"
Wow.
But we live in a beautiful home on the water that my wife designed here in the Philippines.
That's
And
very
she
cool.
also built 7 homes and sold them. And she
Wow.
did it all by hand.
Wow, it's cool.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. But if you give her a computer, she's lost. Or
Does,
cell
does,
phone.
does she has a cell phone?
She has a cell phone, but she doesn't know how to use it. Just to
At
make
least she can
calls.
at least she can make calls, right?
That's it. I bought her a Samsung that basically can do everything. It's too confusing for her.
So it was a smartphone.
Yes, sir. It was a smartphone. Yes, of course. Of course. I had
Wow.
to convince her to use a smartphone to get rid of the flip phone.
Yeah. But all she does is making calls and that's it.
So, well, now we have a hostel on the island for backpackers. A hostel here in the Philippines for backpackers.
Yeah.
But we've been closed because of COVID for 2 years. But we do have the number one hostel on the island. It's called Oasis. The Oasis Balili Heritage Lodge, and it's in an old house. It's like an old mansion.
Oh. Dude,
And it was
sorry,
used
sorry, I
by,
don't get it. Do you mean it's the name of your hotel?
yes, it's a hostel, not a hotel, but yes, the Oasis Balili Heritage Lodge.
Heritage Lodge. Let me Google it.
Okay.
Oh, I see the pictures. Wow, so beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It was built by my wife's father in the
Wow.
1900s, and it was used by the commander of the Japanese army in World War II until the Americans came and gave it back to the family.
So you're running this hotel now?
Well, I'm here, but I'm really not running it. There's no business because of the COVID.
So it's more like a tourist spot, right?
It is for it's for yeah, it is a tour. Yeah, the city made it into a museum because everything we have here
Oh,
are
oh,
antiques. Also, we have
oh, I
pictures of
see.
presidents who stayed
The
here.
building itself, it is.
It's a heritage house. Yes,
Yeah, okay, I see.
it's one of the famous homes on the island.
Wow, it's cool.
My wife's uncle was the governor at the time, and so it was pretty cool, Ben.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God, I can't imagine that. Wow, it's really someone designed this.
Well, my wife did, and she wasn't born yet, but her father designed it. You see the front, even though feng shui says you shouldn't have the staircase in front of the front gate.
Yeah.
My father-in-law said, I want it this way, and he was a very, very blessed guy, very lucky, very, very blessed, and very, very lucky, and he did very well, and the house is a very good house. I wish COVID wasn't happening anymore, but we just rented out the first floor
Mm-hmm.
to a political party.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
We rented it out to the vice president of the Philippines. Her campaign headquarters is now in the hostel. Her name is VP Lenny. She's the vice president of the Philippines right now, and she's running for president.
pressed. Okay.
Yeah, president of the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So we just rented out the first floor to her for her campaign headquarters.
So, oh, cool. So you're in the Philippines right now, right?
Yes, sir.
How long? I mean, I'm really wondering, how long have you been living in Philippines?
Well, my wife I lived for 10 years in Manila in the 1990s. We had a garment factory, and my son got sick, so we had to go back to New York. And then we moved back around 8 years ago. My wife came back full time. It took her a few years to build the homes here. And I didn't want to put my son in a group home. God bless you. He's a special child. He got very sick when he was 10 years old. So we always wanted to come back here to the island. And so he'd have a better life here than in New York.
Of course, with the families, it's always the
Yes.
plus.
And we have a lot of help. We have like 4 or 5 people helping with us. And he has a great day every day. And he does go to a group home, but he only goes 4 hours a day. And eventually we'll probably give our home to for him and the group home. We formed a corporation with other parents, and that's what we're planning. After I'm dead, I don't care who gets the house, but if my son is alive, I want him to stay there until he dies, of course.
Very beautiful house.
Yeah, well, that's not where we live. We have a gorgeous home on the water. I don't have a picture on this computer. I would show it to you, but we
It's
live.
another house your wife designed, right?
Yeah, we have a
Designed and
home.
built.
The house my wife built. We have a swimming pool, and
Wow.
the house is massive. It's around 4,000 or 5,000 square feet. It's very big. It's too big for us, to be honest with you, but she built it. What am I gonna do?
It's cool. It's cool. It's beauty. It must be very beautiful.
It is
Wow. I
very
always
beautiful.
dream about having a swimming pool in my house.
Well, it's about 30 yards away. I don't want my son to fall in the swimming pool, so I drive there every morning and I swim around 25, 30 laps every morning. Around 8:30 in the morning, I go there. So it's really nice.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I'm a cancer survivor, so I want to get. I like to exercise, but there's really not. I can't do that much. But thank God I have the swimming pool. I usually walk, but because of COVID, I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to go out anywhere. So basically, how can I say this? We've been cooped up in our home, which is a big house with a swimming pool. And during the day, I would come to the hostel, and my son would go to his group home because it's always the same kids. So I wasn't nervous. Nobody went anywhere. So we've been okay during the lockdown.
Is Philippines still in lockdown right now?
No, before. We're getting better now. We have 80 cases on the island. I'm in Bohol.
Ever? You mean 80 cases ever?
No, we did have two. I'm talking about where I am. I'm about 1,000 miles from Manila.
Oh,
Okay. To get
okay.
here, I have to. If I'm flying from Cathay Pacific or EVA, I fly to Cebu, which is about an hour and 20 minutes, and then I catch a boat, a 2-hour ferry ride to the island. Let's see if I can show you the island. Can you see this?
Yes.
This is where I live. This is the
Wow, I can
island.
imagine the tropical weather.
Oh, it's hot.
Isn't it very different than New York?
Different, like night and day. Night,
Yeah, it's still different, and
night and day.
you can get used to it. Can you?
Well, it's hard for me, Ben, but I'm with my family, so it's okay.
Yeah. Wow. So like,
I'm used to restaurants. I'm used to I like it's okay here. But personally, I'm a city guy. I'm not a country guy.
me too.
So that's my wife is very happy. So if my wife is happy, I'm happy. If you could see this picture here, I live right around here somewhere, right on a cliff. Let me see if I can find where I live. I've never done this before, so let's see if I can do this. Always. Okay, this is where I live. And let's see if I can get you some images. I don't know what that is. Let's go back. So where are we here? So images. Okay, this is where I live. I live around here somewhere.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
View.
it is amazing.
Wow.
I look at I can go fishing off my terrace.
Oh my God,
I don't
cool.
fish, but I could.
Yeah.
And we have something called a floating cottage.
Open cottage.
Here we go. We have one of these things.
Oh.
We have a raft that we have a boat, and we sometimes when we did it for the backpackers, but now the local people are renting it from us for the day, and we have a boat that takes them into the water, and we have a private dock. It's pretty nice. I don't go there, Ben, but it's a little bit too hot for me. I like the pool, but they can go into the ocean and go swimming and.
Yeah, but imagine you can just dive in and just swim. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I don't.
I like swimming a lot.
I
That's
love
cool.
swimming, but I don't. When I dive in, I don't know when I don't like fish swimming around me.
A lot of fish inside.
A lot of fish, yes.
You can literally touch them.
Yeah, of course.
Wow. Because I've never seen that. I've never experienced that here.
The fishermen go out early in the morning, like 4 o'clock, and you hear them come out. And sometimes when they come back, they'll stop at my house on their boat, and my wife will buy fish from them. So very fresh fish.
Wow.
You know, when COVID is over, you can come over for a vacation. You can stay at the Heritage House. It's very nice. It's not expensive, and it's a beautiful island, beautiful beaches. There's so much to do here. I don't know if you're married. There's a lot of pretty girls here, a lot of nightlife. Not
That's
for
the
me,
best.
not for me, Ben, but you know, for other guys. And also the backpackers are great. I mean, we get guys from all over the world coming here. Somebody just came in. Hello. Well, somebody's here, Ben. I don't know where they are, but you and I are still talking. Are you married, Ben?
I'm not. I'm single.
Okay.
I'm young enough to stay single, I
I
guess.
didn't get married till I was 32, 33 years old, Ben.
I guess I'm close. I'm 28.
Oh, geez. You got plenty of time. Don't rush it.
I am. I
Don't rush.
haven't gone to Philippines. I can get married right now.
Well, you know, after COVID passes, hopefully in 6 months, we're only 2.5. You're 5 hours away. You take a plane to Cebu. Actually, we have an international airport that just opened up right before COVID, so you could probably take a flight right into the island.
Yeah, I was actually planning to go to Cebu before COVID because one of my friends actually went there for maybe a week for a trip, but you know, just because of COVID, so that's not gonna be possible.
Cebu is nice, but you got to come over to Bohol. Cebu is very crowded. Hey,
It's a big
Sophie.
city, right?
Cebu is a big city. Yeah, very crowded, a lot of smog and dust. You come over here, you'll like it.
Okay.
I see Sophie's here.
Hello.
I don't see anybody. I can hear everybody.
Wow, sorry about my appliances.
Oh, no problem, Ben. No problem. No problem. So tell me what else you like. What airlines did you take to the United States? Did you take Eva Air?
No, I took what's that? United Airlines.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why didn't you take Eva?
I don't know. I guess maybe we kind of me and my department want to travel at the same flight, and I don't know. I guess that my manager just picked that. I got no
Did you
choice.
did you go coach?
Sorry,
Did you go coach?
what's that?
Business class or coach? Hold on. Business class or coach?
Hello,
I'm here.
you hear me? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, of course, business class. Business class.
Nice. It's very, very nice.
Yeah.
It's a good flight with about 14 hours.
Wow. Yeah. Actually, it took us 11 or 10 to get there, and it took 14 to get back because you know
The
on the way
wind.
to America, there's we experienced some tailwinds, so it's kind of actually faster than we expected.
Always like that. One way is always faster than the other
Yeah.
because of the tailwinds.
Yeah. And because of COVID, there's actually not many people.
Were you nervous?
I guess not.
Okay. Not about the flight, about the COVID.
Actually, it's more about the COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I
flight
want to go
is
back
just the
to
flight.
I want to go back to New York in February or March, and I'm a little nervous, especially with the new strain that they have now.
Oh yeah, I heard of that. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's
And
kind of freaking me out, to be honest with you.
are you fully vaccinated?
I have both vaccines, yes. I want to get the booster shot next month. I had
What's the
Pfizer.
policy in Philippines? Did you take it in Philippines or in United States?
No, I haven't been to the United States. I had it here.
So what's the policy there? So what did they got?
I'm thinking, Ben, how to explain it to you. We
I mean,
have
oh,
vaccine, but people are afraid.
they refuse to take vaccine?
Some people do. I one of the guys who works for us. He's been with my wife for about 18 years.
Well,
He was very afraid.
afraid
We
what? The vaccine itself?
they'll become a zombie or what? I don't know. But I'll tell you something. My wife made him go, and she went with him.
Wow.
And his
So sweet.
blood pressure was so high that they had to give him medicine 2 or 3 times for it to go down. And then he took the shot.
But
And
at least he take
the
it.
same thing happened the second time. He, they've never been off the island. He's just a mountain man. He's just an island guy, and a very from a small island. The medical is not so great here, and
Yeah.
people are scared.
Well, I guess the government didn't force them to be fully vaccinated.
Well, the government, we have to have enough vaccine. So don't get me started about the Philippine government. I don't know why we don't have um, enough doses for everybody. Uh, we've been given a lot of doses from other countries. There's a lot of wealthy people here that they can afford to spend the money to buy the vaccine. I know that AstraZeneca out of the UK is not expensive, and
United States, they get it for free. You can do whatever you want.
America is great
Yeah.
when it
And in
comes.
some state, I heard that in some states they maybe early this year they actually plan to pay you to get vaccinated.
That's right. Do you know in New York, when you got off the subway, you could get the vaccine. They were offering the vaccine to people.
Yeah, right. I actually took 2 shots of Pfizer in California, and I just walk into the pharmacy and that's
Good
it.
for you.
Yeah,
No charge, right?
no charge, no charge. They don't even care if
Unbelievable.
they're citizen or not.
The money that America gave away to people to get the vaccine, you could have vaccinated the Philippines, the whole country. It's not fair.
Yeah, but I actually saw a lot of protesters in the States, and they refuse to wear masks. They refuse to take any doses. They just I don't know what are they thinking.
Well, I have my partner for 10 years in New York. We're not in business anymore, but his family doesn't want to take uh, the vaccine. And I asked him why. And he said, I don't want the government to tell me to take a vaccine. I said, are you crazy? I said, go get vaccinated. How could you not? Forget about somebody telling you what to do. His name is Jan. I said,
They're
Jan,
always like my body, my choice, or things like that.
that's bullshit. I don't want to
Really.
curse, but
But that's true. I know that.
you know, when you're young, you get vaccinated for tuberculosis, for chicken pox, for measles. It's just like that. You know, you're gonna have to get more vaccine. You're gonna have to get a booster shot, and then you may have to get every couple of years a flu shot or something to
Mhm.
until this thing uh, works out in this in the world.
Yeah.
Ben, excuse me. There's someone else on the line. Sophie, are you there?
Yeah,
I saw you. How are you, Sophie?
actually, I think today I had got a very refreshing experience, especially there's a restaurant, which is an African restaurant nearby my university. And I I have known this restaurant for a year, but I've never have courage to enter that restaurant since everyone there is all black and basically all man. So it's like, oh my gosh, am I going to enter that restaurant? And but recently I saw some Instagram story of my friend who tried the food there, and I was thinking like, okay, maybe I should give it a try, because he mentioned in his Instagram story is that he thinks that the food there is quite amazing. So I was thinking like, okay, so maybe today I should give it a try. So today I go to the restaurant, and I know I think I'm quite good at flattering people, because the owner there, I was when I enter the room, of course there's an old black man there, and it was quite frightening. I was quite freaking out, because like I'm the only Chinese girl, and also yeah, I'm the only
You
Chinese
went by
girl.
yourself?
Yes, I went there by myself, and but I have to say the owner of that restaurant is a woman, so I think yeah, I'm quite safe in that restaurant. So yeah, so I when I talk with her, I was quite unexpected that I can speak with her in English so fluently, so fluently. Yeah, I was
How was the food?
I think it's quite amazing. I mean, she gave me wheat flour. I've never tried wheat flour, and I think it's kind of like local food in Africa, and also the rice. And she also gave me some sauces, because I have no idea. You know, when I asked her like, do you have any special, or do you have any suggestions that you want me to try? Do you have any favorite? And if you have any favorite food, I will order your favorite food. And I don't know, and she was laughing and smiled at me, and I don't know. Yeah, and so she gave me a lot of things, like a lot of like I don't know, a lot of things. It's like very I have no idea how can I describe the taste or the feeling I have I had it, because
It's
it's
different
like she gave
spices.
no, it's not spicy at all. It's like it's like tomato sauce and peanut sauce mixed together, and it was quite I don't know, it's quite different from the food I used to have. So
I've been to.
yeah,
I have no problem with black people. I'm from New York, so
yeah,
I've been to, but not Africa.
but
I've never been to an African restaurant.
yeah, I don't know, I don't know, because like
What's the name of
I
it?
think it doesn't have name, so few people know this restaurant. I think only the exchange student from Africa know this restaurant. So, yeah.
I have friends from Africa. In fact, I just spoke to him the other day. He went over to Africa to see his mother. He's from Ghana.
Yeah.
And he's also a software engineer, Ben. He lives in New York. And he told me when he flew to Ghana, he had to get the COVID test in New York before they let him get on the plane. And when he arrived in Ghana, he had to have a COVID test. And then when he went back to New York, he had to have the COVID test. But
I guess it's pretty much the same in when you're traveling to and back to Taiwan. I mean, leaving or coming back to Taiwan.
yeah, I
We
think it's
do that
anywhere in
too.
the world now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we go to restaurants all the time, but it's never an African restaurant. Ben, do you know
Yeah.
Sophie? Do you know the restaurant she's talking about?
No idea.
Okay. You know, if I lived in Taiwan, we could all go out to eat.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
I've been to Taiwan a few times. You know, tonight's lesson was supposed to be about tea. I don't know if you guys want to take a look at the
Oh, really? I didn't realize
I
that.
know.
would you like to look at it, Sophie?
Right.
Or-
Yeah. I
Okay.
know because like I have some of my friends from England. I know some of them really love tea, and I found out that once I went to a grocery or once I went to a grocery store and I found there's a brand called let me think, it's a England brand. I have to think what's it. It's I remember. It's called Twinning. Do you know this brand?
I know the tea. It's very
Yeah,
famous. It's very famous.
it
tea.
is. It is.
But this is not about that. This is about Indian black tea.
Oh, gosh,
Let me get it up on the screen, okay? Give me
sure.
a second. You know me with this stuff, Sophie. Okay. Are you going to go back to that restaurant, Sophie?
Well, one of my friends, he
Yes,
asked
bring your
me,
friend.
one of my friends, he invited me to visit that restaurant again because he somehow he has communication problem with the owner there, and I was because I think personally I think I speak English fluently, and I also. And I think I'm quite good at flattering people.
Oh,
Because
you speak English very well, both of you, Ben and Sophie. I can
thank
understand
you.
everything you guys say. Let me put this
Thank
video on.
you.
This is about special chai tea recipe. Let me just give me a second. I'll get this going.
Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine and I have a cooking tutorial to share with you today. We are making Indian inspired chai. For this recipe, you're going to need a number of spices and it's really going to make the tea taste amazing. So I'm going to start with 4 to 6 cups of water, and because I'm using loose tea, it's going to absorb quite a bit of water. If you're using tea bags, it's going to absorb less water. So here are the spices that you're going to need. You can also add ginger, but I'm just going to go with some dry spices today. I'm going to have about 3 to 5 cloves. I'm going to pop them into my boiling water. I also have 2 to 3 green cardamoms, and I'm just going to use my jar just to crush them so that I can release those seeds that are inside. And then I'm just going to add that to the water as well. already you'll be able to smell that cardamom. It smells really good. Then we're gonna add about 10 peppercorns and 1 cinnamon stick. But don't worry if you don't have a cinnamon stick, you can always add cinnamon powder and it actually tastes just as good. I'm gonna go ahead and add both for this recipe, but only 1 is necessary. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to let it boil for about 5 to 10 minutes. The longer you let it boil, the more those flavors will infuse into the tea. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of black tea. This one happens to be infused with cardamom. It's a very strong tea. Now you can go lighter if you'd like, and if you do, you don't need quite as much cream in the end. I'm gonna let that steep for about 3 to 5 minutes, and in the meantime, I'm going to add my sugar. I'm gonna add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, but you can add white sugar or sugar in the raw or even honey, or you can actually not sweeten it at all. But a little bit of sweetness tastes good because this tea is quite strong. And I find that it just has a really nice flavor when you add just a bit of sugar. I'm also going to add heavy cream. Now you could use evaporated milk, you could use whole milk. I find that heavy cream really makes it creamy and delicious, and it just brings out all the flavors. So after I bring it back up to a boil and let it simmer for a little while, we can go ahead and strain the tea, and you can see that all the other things are coming out as well. You can leave this on the stove on a very low heat if you want to, but it will get stronger over time. And that's it. You can enjoy this any time of day, but let me warn you in advance that this is really caffeinated. So if you have it in the afternoon or evening, you're going to be up all night. I hope you're going to try this recipe, and if you do, please let me know how it turns out. Tag me on Instagram for the complete recipe and more pictures. You can find them on the blog post that accompanies this video. You can find that link down in the description box below. If you want to see what we're eating on a daily basis, you can find me on Instagram at Pepper and Pine.
Okay, clove is a dried flower bud of a tropical fruit. I didn't know that. I looked it up. And cardamom is a seed of a plant of the ginger family. And peppercorn is pepper. It's dried berry of a vine that makes pepper. So you put all this stuff together, and this is how you make the tea. I only know of a tea bag, Twining. Twining tea bag is the company, Sophie. Twining.
Yes. Yes.
Now I remember.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Twining.
But this is pretty interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna try it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not. I use a tea bag, but
Yes.
I was in the Middle East, and I was in Dubai, and I went to a shop where they had the black Indian tea. It's very good. It's very, very good. Very sweet, very heavy. It's very good, but there's a lot of caffeine, so it will keep you up. But it's very good.
I think
Do
it
they
is.
drink tea in the African restaurant?
No, I barely found tea there. I don't know.
Sophie, you didn't have a beer to drink?
No, I didn't have beer. And I think in my situation, if I had beer there, it will be very, it will be very dangerous somehow.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous, and I don't want to put myself into that situation.
You learned from me. That's right. Don't put yourself in a bad situation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good for you, Sophie. Always remember that. Do not put yourself in a bad situation.
I'm quite witty.
Okay. We have a party at the Heritage House, my hostel,
Yes.
Wednesday. So my wife is I told you we rented the first floor to the political party. I think I told you last week. So they're having a big we call it a blessing of the house. where a priest comes in and he blesses the house. So my wife will be doing the catering, and she's not making tea, but she's making something called calamansi juice. It's a tropical fruit here on the island. Did I spell it wrong? Probably. I'm such a terrible speller. But no, I think that's it. Calamansi juice. It's a little fruit, like a lemon, but it's very healthy. And my wife was looking at all the videos how to make it differently today. What to add, what to subtract, put honey, agave, or brown sugar or white sugar. So she's got that figured out. It's something like, we don't have bubble milk tea here, but calamansi juice is the #1 drink when you don't want to drink soda, and it is very healthy.
So this is kind of like a fruit.
Yes, it's let me see if I can look it up on the here. See, it looks like this.
I knew it exactly.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah, because we also have this during the winter. During the winter, we usually drink this calamansi with lemon because of most of the people said it contains a lot of vitamin C. So when you drink it during the winter, it can increase your immune system. That will help you prevent getting some flu or
That's
some
right.
cold. Yeah.
It's also very
So-
delicious.
It is. It is.
It is.
Definitely
I love it.
is.
We put a little honey and
Oh, so yeah. So do we. So do we.
and a little. Well, it doesn't grow in Taiwan, does it? You have to import it from the Philippines, right?
Actually, I have no idea whether we plan. I think we do have this fruit, but some I don't know, but I have no idea whether we plant this fruit here. But sometimes I saw some of my neighbor, they plant this fruit nearby their home. So I don't know, maybe the fruit is not so familiar here because
We don't grow lemons. We import lemons, but we make the calamansi. And also, I have avocado trees in my house.
you do.
I do. So
Oh
we
my gosh.
we get bushels of avocados, and my wife loves them. We have avocado shakes, and you know, we have a couple big trees, and right here at the hostel and
Yes.
at my house, we have banana trees. We have trees. I don't even know what they are, but there's plants growing on there. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sophie, you have to come over here when COVID is over. I want all the students to come over here and have a good time.
I don't know, maybe I think the first things that I'd like to do, I'd like to do after the pandemic is going to London. Because
I know you
yeah,
want to
some
go to
of my-
London. I know.
Yes, I definitely want to go to
I know you
London, and I plan to go to London in January, because meanwhile they are celebrating Christmas, and I was super excited about it. Because we rarely celebrate Christmas, I mean, also you can start some Christmas decorations at department. No, it's like at shopping mall. Yeah, at shopping mall, and there's a lot of place, especially like station. You can see a lot of Christmas decorations there, but actually people here don't really celebrate Christmas. So I was quite looking forward that how people there celebrate Christmas, and also I don't know, it's just a very significant
Go
festival
next year, Sophie.
celebration.
Go next year. This is a very difficult time right now with the COVID. In the Philippines, we start celebrating in September, Christmas. All the lights are out, but not this year or last year because of COVID. It's not as great as it should be. I think next year is going to be fantastic. That's when you should plan your trip.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't wait.
You can wait. You're young. Yesterday was the first time I went to a mall in 2 years.
Yes.
I want to buy a new computer, so I started looking around at the stores. So I think I found one that I like. It's faster, and it's got an i5 or Core 5. I think Ben knows what that is. I'm just learning these things. But
It means it's expensive. That's it.
It's
I'm just kidding.
$800.
That's pretty good.
Is that expensive, Ben?
You mean $800?
Yes, sir.
I guess that's normal price for a computer.
Yeah, it's an
For now.
HP i5, 8 gigs.
Not bad.
I don't
not
know.
bad.
I mean, it looks good to me, so I think I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
So that's.
So are you using your new computer?
Yeah, I'm buying a new computer. This is
I think you are not you.
No, whenever I bought computers, somebody would buy it for me that knew what
Is
they were
that
doing.
computer this computer?
Say again?
Is that computer you bought this computer you're using right now?
No, it's not. This is about 2.5 years old. It's an
Oh.
HP laptop. So I think I need a faster computer with a bigger core, whatever that means. So I'm gonna get a 5 core, 8 gigs, and I'll see if that. And I just upgraded my Wi-Fi here on the island, and so I think I'll have a much better signal to work with. I wish you were here, Ben. I would take you with me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I saw the pictures and imagine living in such a beautiful place. It would be very great.
It is, but I also like Taiwan. I like city life. I used to go to Taiwan in the 90s. I used to buy fabric there. So, and also Korea. I like Korea very much as well. I guess my favorite city outside of New York is Korea. I like Seoul.
So
No, Seoul, Seoul, Korea.
yeah, no.
Okay. It's very pretty. You guys are so close. I'm surprised you don't take a ride over there. A ride.
A ride.
Plane ride. I mean,
That would be very cool, you know.
I used to travel so much. It was a plane was like taking a taxi for me, going to New York every 3 months. So I used to go to Japan, New York, and stop on Japan on the way back because I had a client there. So I used to take Japan Airlines all the time. Sophie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay, I thought I lost you.
No, no.
Yeah, all right. So you had a good weekend, you went to an African restaurant, you were with black people. You have to
No,
come
no, I
have to
went
come to New
there.
York and go to some restaurants that are owned by black people in New York, and you'll have something called soul food, barbecue ribs and chicken and fish and grits and it's a lot of fun.
I don't know. Sometimes it's so strange actually. It's especially when I was speaking in English in the restaurant, and then when I came out of the restaurant, I have to start to speak Chinese. And you know, sometimes the brain is like, oh my gosh, I have to change different channel. I have to speak Chinese here. I have to speak English there. And it's like, oh gosh.
Sophie, you're doing a great job. Let me ask you a question. When you think, do you think in Chinese or English?
When I want to communicate with people, sometimes it is in English, but yes, most of the time it is in Chinese. But I found out that sometimes when I want to when I want to express the feelings that I want to express in English is so different. It is so different that the meaning of the same thing in Chinese and in English, and especially like some of the I have to say we still have some culture difference, especially like the senior and the junior system in the Asian in most of the Asian culture, and also like sometimes sometimes when people are naked, we will say something support them, but I found out that there's few words that will tell people like I know is a I found it is that I found out there's very few words that is specific to tell people that you are already naked and we are here, we always support you. And I don't know, somehow it's like a culture difference between two different languages. And it was fun, and I was thinking that is quite interesting. It is. And because meanwhile I am learning French, because I'm
You're
learning French. And I'm learning French a little bit, but I can't have conversation in French, but actually I'm learning it actually. And the calculation of in French is another thing, is another, you know, very bizarre things, especially how they calculate the number. I was like, gosh, why you guys calculate number like that? And at that moment, I finally realized that why there's so many people in the world will laugh at French, how they calculate number, and how the calculation is it's doing so bad, because like how they speak, how they express how they say the number in French is totally different from English, totally different from Chinese, and it just makes numbers become so complicated, but it's just a very simple thing. I was like,
Sophie, we're gonna leave it at that. But I gotta tell you, you impressed me. Both you and Ben impressed me. But you're going to medical school, you're learning English, and now you're learning French. And you hung out with black people. All right,
I didn't
Sophie.
hang out with
All right, Sophie.
What?
All right, Sophie. I love it. I love it. With that, I'm gonna end the lesson for tonight, and I'll see you next Monday. Always, Ben, it was nice meeting you. Sophie, always,
Yeah, very nice to talk
always
to you.
good to see you, Ben, Sophie.
Thank
And,
you. Thank you, Ray.
Ben, I'll see you next week. I'm here every Monday at 7 o'clock.
Okay, see ya.
All right. God bless everybody.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Ray.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Take care.
Take care.